Dear friends, we welcome you to this presentation of the Yizkor service. We welcome our friends from Caulfield Shule and of course anyone from our community who is joining in today. You would understand that apart from officiating at weddings or bar mitzvahs, brisim, or meeting and counseling people, there are sadder parts of Jewish life, especially like officiating at funerals and seeking to comfort the bereaved. These are the role of a rabbi. These occasions, particularly in bereavement, have their own special kind of inspiration. When we look at the mourners at the house of Shiva when they're sitting Shiva, there is always Psalm 49, which is read at that particular service. However, anyone who has read that psalm, the psalm of the sons of Korach, would instinctively query, of all the 150 psalms, how could the rabbis ever have selected such a confronting psalm to recite in the house of mourning? From its opening verses, and as the succeeding verses unfold, its alarming assertions escalate in intensifying severity. Eventually, the psalm provocatively declares, Al tira ki yashirish, ki yirbe kavod beito. Fear not if a man grows rich, if the glory of his household is increased. Ki lo v'moto yikach hakol, for at his death he shall not take all with him. Lo yered acharav kvodo, his glory will not descend after him. I used to think to myself, how can one declare such words before the inconsolable mourners who are sitting Shiva and whose pain is raw? How can these assertions be a means of assuaging the profound sense of loss and abandonment that they are suffering? What could our sages have been thinking? And then one day it dawned on me, when a person has lived a meaningful, worthy life, if he or she has touched the lives of others in a most positive and significant way, then surely, even when he or she has departed this world and the immediacy of their loving presence is eclipsed, surely the care, the wonderful example they have set in so many ways is not ended. All is not necessarily lost. And here is the crux. We, their children, their spouses, their relatives and their friends, can perpetuate their message and legacy. We can provide the significance and meaning of who they were, what they stood for, and how they contributed by making their ideals and their values an integral part of our own life. And if when we do these things, we either consciously or subconsciously perform the deeds as they would have performed them, or assert the values as they would have asserted them, if we do those in their name or in their memory, then indeed, ki lo v'moto yikach hakol, they have not taken everything with them. Not all their glory has descended with them, but remains here and endures in all its vitality, for we, their children, their family, have given life to their character, to their values, and to their ideals. Yes, we can make her our own tradition, and we can indeed, we should bequeath it as a rich, precious, meaningful heritage to our children, and they to their children as a legacy for generations ahead. Surely this precious part of Yizkor is when we pledge actively to remember. When you remember your loved one, it means that you carry something significant of who they are and who they were with you. That they have left some indelible mark of who they are and what they stood for upon our souls. It means that we can summon them back in our minds and in our hearts, even if so many years have already gone by. It means that even though they are no longer in our midst, we can still see their faces, perceive their warmth and cherished smiles, hear their voices, and speak to them in our hearts. We can thus enshrine the sacred memory of the Kadoshim, our martyrs in the Holocaust and in the generations preceding them. We can have their memory in our hearts. I now call on Dov to do the special Haskara for the martyrs, particularly the martyrs of the Holocaust.
Hail Molei Rachamim Shoichein Bameroyemim Hametzei Menuchon Echoina Tachas Kanefei Ashechino B'malvois Kedoshim Utehoirim Kezoi Mirim Umasirim Ulenishemois Acheinu b'nei Servoel HaKedoshim v'atehoirim Shenofelu b'yedei harvoitzechim Oy veni shepachedom Be'Auschwitz Maidanek Treblinka Uvishor Machanois Hashemod Beroipo Oy shenveregu Veshen yisrefu Veshen yishechatu Veshen yikberu chayim בכל מיסוי שמשונויס וחזוריות על קדושת השם ובעבור שאנחנו בניהם ובנויסיהם אחיהם ואחיותיהם נודדים צדקו ביד הסקורש נשמעותיהם בגן עדן בגן עדן תהיימנו חסון לכן בעל רחמים יעשת ובסייסר כנופו וליהו אלוהים אוי ביצרו החיים ביצרוי רחיים אס נשמוסום אדינוי הוא נחלוסום ויונוחו בשלום על משכבו ונאמר
We also, of course, are more contemporary in that we also think of those who have given their lives for the establishment and upholding the state of Israel, who have made the supreme sacrifice so that we and the rest of Am Yisrael can benefit. And we think at the same time of such young people as Private Greg Sher, who died in the cause of freedom here for Australia.
אל מלא רחמים שוכן במרומים המצא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה במעלות קדושים טהורים וגיבורים כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים לנשמות חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל שנפלו במלחמות ישראל וכל הלוחמים במערכותם שחירפו נפשם למות על קדושת השם ובעזרת אלוהי מערכות ישראל הביאו לתקימת האומה והמדינה ולגאולת הארץ ועיר האלוהים. בעל הרחמים ויסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתם אדוני הוא נחלתם בגן עדן תהי מנוחתם וינוחו בשלומם נשכבם ויעמדו לגורלם לקיץ הימים ונאמר אמן.
To set the tone, the appropriate spiritual atmosphere for our own personal, private Yizkors, we now recite those prayers for our loved ones. Adonai ma adam v'teida'eu, ben enosh v'tchashveyu. Lord, what is man that you should acknowledge him? A human, that you take account of him. Adam lahevel dama, yamav ketzel over. A human is like nothing. His days are as a passing shadow. Baboker yatzitz v'chalaf, la'erev yemolel v'yavesh. In the morning he buds and sprouts up afresh. In the evening he withers and dries. Limnot yameinu kein hoda v'navi levav chokhmah. Oh, teach us to count the true value of our days so that we may achieve wisdom of the heart. Shmortam urei yashar ki acharit leish shalom. Guard the innocent and observe the upright, for the end of that person is peace. Ach Elohim yifdeh nafshi miyat sheol, ki yikacheni selah. Indeed, God will redeem my soul from the grasp of the abyss, for he will receive me, Selah. Kala she'eri levavi, tzur levavi v'chelki Elohim leolam. My flesh and my heart may fail, yet God is my strength and my portion forever. V'yasho v'yafar ala haaretz kashe'haya, V'aruach tashuv ela Elohim asher natana. And the dust will return to the earth as it was, but the spirit, the precious neshama, returns to God who gave it. Let us now recite Yizkor. Yizkor Elohim. We conclude the Yizkor with the singing of Hatikvah.